Hey everyone, good morning. We are doing an update. I'm hopping back on YouTube for the first time in quite some time because we finally have a risk for severe weather across the state that's worth talking about a little bit more, just because we haven't really had anything for quite some time. We got caught up in a couple blocking patterns that kept weather pretty quiet and very dry throughout a majority of the month so far. Now we're kind of in this weather pattern that's driving summer-like temperatures for a lot of us. In fact, record heat and temperatures up around the triple digits north of Nebraska altogether through, I think, some of the Dakotas and some of Minnesota. But let's talk about the risk for severe weather, get you prepared for it. This was an upgrade to the marginal risk we were looking at yesterday morning, not on YouTube, but on air if you've been following with me. If you haven't, you're seeing this for the first time. We have a level 2 out of 5 risk, a slight risk for severe weather we're looking at from just west of Sioux City down toward Columbus and up through this area, up through about Rock and Brown counties just to the east of Valentine. O'Neill's included in that, Albion, Antelope County, north of the Tri-Cities, for that slight level 2 out of 5 risk in which we're looking at some scattered storms. We may see a watch tomorrow night. The time frame you're seeing that this too, your eyes may have quickly jumped to that 4 or 5 o'clock, really 5 o'clock on into the overnight hours, so we're going to be looking at that. Isolated tornadoes on the table can't be completely ruled out, but largely a damaging wind and some hail will be possible as the threats with this severe weather threat set up. As you can see, Lincoln's on the edge of this. So is Kearney and Holdridge, or Hastings, I should say, up toward Valentine. There's just this level 1 risk, marginal risk, that does include Omaha, but even Omaha, I think, has a small chance of seeing storms Wednesday night. So this is Wednesday, May 14th, the risk for severe weather that we're looking at. Now we're going to break down each threat. This is the threat for tornadoes, so not 0, but a 2% risk, meaning maybe some isolated tornadoes. And we're going to look at this setup, and I'm going to show you which storms I'm thinking may be capable of a tornado going into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. You'll see Lincoln is on the edge of this, so it's really north of Lincoln altogether that I'm thinking these storms will happen. So if you're in the Lincoln area, I wouldn't be as concerned with this. We're still going to be watching for it, but it's largely a north central and northeast Nebraska where these storms will be taking place on up into South Dakota. Damaging wind, a little bit higher probabilities with this particular threat. As you can see, the yellow and the 15% within a 20, it's a 15% probability within 25 miles of a point in that area. So thinking damaging winds will be a primary threat. Hail can't be ruled out if we see isolated instances of it, maybe an inch, 2 golf ball size, inch and a quarter, but a 5% risk. You'll see that probability went down. So now we're going to break down Stormcast, and really I think one of these models that I'm going to show you has been doing the best job. I wanted to show it this morning on air, but I couldn't because it didn't really cover the full scope of this event. But now we're starting to see it go through Wednesday night into Thursday morning so I can show you all of it. So let's take a look at this. This is Wednesday at noon, nothing happening, mostly sunny skies. We're going to have a frontal boundary, and a strong frontal boundary, cold front really, that is going to be the focus of some storms here in north central Nebraska first. You'll see it's starting to develop 5 o'clock, maybe a little before, maybe a little later, and then it blows up as we go into Wednesday night, even past sundown. So more of a nighttime event, really. I'm going to zoom in because this is 9 o'clock Wednesday, show you some of these areas and some of these stragglers out front that could be the hail and isolated tornado threat early on. Got to watch any storms when they're out by themselves, working in kind of the warm air. Could be a little spin to them. That's in around Hastings, around Aurora too. Up through, is that Merritt County? Yeah, Merritt County, up toward Greeley, to the north of Greeley. And then what you'll see, if I go back to the state view, is these storms quickly move to the north and east and will get eaten up by these storms conglomerating and bowing out a little bit, indicating more of a damaging wind threat as these start to meet up with this activity. There you see it. All comes together. This is now past midnight, 1 a.m. Seen a lot of rain, some hail possibility, and really some damaging wind. And maybe it's always the southern end of these storms that may still have a little bit of spin to them, even in the overnight hours, that there may be just a little bit of a tornado threat to watch. And then there's a little bit of a cloud feature indicating outflow boundary, that maybe that would drive a small storm chance toward Omaha. I think Lincoln's really clear of this. Southeast Nebraska, too, really not a concern. This is mainly through north central and northeast Nebraska, out of our hair before sunrise Thursday. And then there's this good batch of rain that we could all use, but I think that's going to miss us as it kind of carries to the north and east as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at quickly for severe weather on Wednesday. Again, we haven't had anything to talk about for a while, which a lot of us are grateful for, especially in the Omaha area and surrounding areas. They've had a very active period really in the last half decade or so. So we can take the quiet weather. I'll do with the warm days without the humidity too. That's fine, especially because we come down from the summer-like heat by Thursday with some more winds behind that front. Wind gusts could be up around 45 miles an hour out of the west on Thursday before more storms and potential for some more severe weather in the time frame Sunday, Monday, maybe into Tuesday. So maybe some more updates to keep in mind on YouTube. And stay tuned for some of that. But for now, we're just talking about Wednesday night, May 14th. And I'll keep you posted if there's any other updates to let you in on.